Behind the PFL Bible page that has worked endlessly, giving us that additional insight to all the teams, to all the players, having a team of the week every week, and just making sure that our PFL cups are full. So we just want to give a big shout out to Calum Thompson. Calum, correct me if I'm wrong. He's Scottish Filipino, so I've heard. So thank you so much. What are you guys' thoughts on his PFL Team of the Week?
I think it's fantastic, and yeah, he's been such a gift with the content that he's provided every week. Filonco in the middle. I think I agree pretty much with everything that he's put there, including the substitutes. A worthy 11, in my opinion.
Yeah, he actually messaged me before this and said, I was debating on one or two additions or subtractions to this team, and I said, no man, I agree 100%. Because I think he follows all the games, every game. Yeah. He's in the comments, so I know he watches everything. So shout out to you, Mr. PFL Bible, or Calum, if that's how you pronounce your name. So shout out to you, man.
All right, so thank you so much. And don't you just love how Minsan Football Show is upgrading every week? We have these segments being added up. And after this, of course, we also have a very special guest. So maraming pasabog ngayon sa show natin. We have a very special guest for today's show. So everyone, let's give a warm welcome to Paul Tolentino. Come on up here, and we're gonna give you the hot seat.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Hello.
All right. So welcome to the show, Paul. Congrats, of course, on Kaya's recent success in the PFL. But we know you're wearing a different hat today, and that's as the president LGPI of La Liga Group, which organizes the PFL. So let's start it out with a few questions, since that's what you're here for. How are you feeling?
Okay, I don't know what to expect, but anyway, let's have fun.
All right. So thank you, of course, for joining us on this special episode. So we just want to start off that the clubs now have control over how the league is run. What does that mean for the trajectory of the league?
To clarify, so the Liga Group Pilipinas Incorporated is actually 4 clubs. So that would be Mendiola, Cebu, Stallion, and Kaya. The reason those are the 4 clubs those were the original 4 clubs in the league since 2019 that are still existing. And that was actually a recommendation made by the previous PFF president to start privatizing the league and separating it out from the federation, who has a lot more responsibilities and projects they have to worry about. What does it mean for the league? We're hoping it creates some stability. We're hoping that we can take simple, easy steps to grow it little by little, but doing it prudently and carefully, essentially. I think with the 4 clubs that have been there for a long time, there's a lot of learnings that we've been through, that we've seen have failed or have succeeded or need to continue or need to improve on, and we're hoping to be able to provide that.
All right. You've mentioned, of course, that the one who suggested this was the former PFF president.
Yes.
So I'm just going to give a shout out to Sir
yes,
Nonong Araneta. We love you so much. All right. You got any questions, Jing?
Yeah, well, Jigo, before you jump in, I am just curious how the system works for you guys as
Sure.
The 4 teams, and obviously there are other teams as well. How do they feature and how things are decided for the league?
Sure. So we actually set a meeting. Wow, I'm not entirely certain anymore. Might have been around the month of June or July. I could be wrong, so someone can correct me if they're watching. With all the other existing clubs in the PFL last season. So we invited everyone in. We explained that, look, we've already been incorporated. We've already been working with the federation. Nothing was finalized with the federation until about 3 weeks before kickoff, or a little bit late, but we were given the green light. So we let everybody know that this was the plan and this is the direction, so we didn't want to catch anybody off guard. We also expressed plans in which they can join this group, right? Wherein they have to compete in at least 3 consecutive seasons, showing stability and consistency, get licensed. I don't know if everyone's aware, but there is a PFL license wherein clubs have to adhere to be able to compete in the league. And there's also an AFC license if they have ambitions to play continental football that they have to meet. So, and then there are other things, financial requirements, all of these things. And they have opportunities to then join the group, have a seat at the board and make decisions. Essentially right now, it's not yet structured ideally. It's a lot of people helping one another, which is good in a way. We want everyone involved. They nominated me president, so I'm taking that role. But this is also a role that we want to rotate and have other people take on years down the road. I don't know exactly when yet. Everyone's busy. Sir Uger's very busy with his business. Ernie and your dad are very busy. Mark and Ryan are also very busy. We're also quite busy on our end, but it's a responsibility that we've taken to drive it forward. Decisions, basically, it's a vote amongst the people on the board. Majority of the time, it is unanimous. It's very clear. We haven't yet reached a point wherein it's a deadlock, 4-4. Because the 5th board seat actually right now lies with the General Secretary of the Federation. So if we do have that deadlock, then he makes the call.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Can I ask, so you mentioned that stability is one of those goals with this new setup, but what are some of the other short-term and then maybe down the road long-term goals of this current setup for the league?
A good broadcast. No, I mean, we joke about it. I'm not trying to pump anyone up. It was one of the major decisions we had to make early on. We interviewed 3 different groups. We took a chance with Glenn and Jason and their group upstream. Very happy. Very happy with their commitment and their passion to really drive quality and some new ideas. And I think short term is we just want to provide consistency. Wherein every year, all the football fans know the league's going to start in August. It's going to end in the beginning of December. It's going to break. It's going to restart the end of January. And it's going to end in May. Right? Not this every year, everyone's just waiting. Is it going to start? Is it not going to start? What's it going to be? I mean, format, we don't know if it's always going to be the same. But we're trying this format. It seems to have positive feedback. So
I love
leave
it.
Up to you guys.
I love knowing when the games will be and that it's going to be on certain times.
Yes.
And when we can go on vacation, That's also important, balance.
Yes. I think that's a major thing that's often overlooked by people running the leagues is fans do have interest, but when they don't know where the games are, when the games are, I mean, it's hard to support, right? So it's just providing that knowledge and that security that, yes, we're going to be here at these times.
I just want to add to that. So what really was the main factor? So what made the clubs decide to finally take over the PFL? What was the tipping point?
I think the frustrations of up and down. Like, a new group comes in, they have good ideas, they're pushing it, and then, it's going up, and then they decide they want to pull out. And we start back from scratch and go back to 0, start again. And us, the clubs, seeing it, it's like, oh man, not to be like know-it-alls, but it's sort of that, guys, we've been down this road. We know this one didn't work. Let's not do it again. But you're not fully in charge, so you just kind of have to take the ride and let them lead. And then having this opportunity when the idea was brought up, and then having the backing of the current president as well, who was very supportive with the idea, helped push it through the Board of Governors of the PFF. or the EXCO, sorry, and get their support as well. They shared their concerns or what might be, and we just had to take the leap basically and make it happen.
Well, so far so good. We've been hearing a lot of, I'm not being biased here, I've heard a lot of good feedback about the season so far. So what else can the fans look forward to, so that the league have plans on to improve on?
The league itself, I think we want to provide a more stable marketplace, I guess, as you want to call it. There are clubs that are clamoring for more opportunities to provide avenues for their sponsors and all of these things. We know all of these are very important for the success and the survival of each of the clubs. So this is something that we have to provide. This probably isn't something specific that will benefit the fans, but I think having the clubs survive will benefit the fans because the league will continue to go with more competitive teams and more teams in general. And I think just a little bit more time is needed. We don't want to expand too fast. We don't want to take giant leaps. We want to keep everything under control before we make some big decisions. Even Jing knows this, like Kaya always wants to play in Iloilo, but realistically, feasibility for clubs to always travel there. This affects Cebu a little bit, so we have to find that balance wherein we're helping them because it costs them the most to always have to travel to Manila to play their matches, which isn't also fair to them. So it's having that proper balance, but making sure that before we make those decisions or before we make those leaps, that things are in place and nothing's gonna all of a sudden drop in quality or drop in standard.
Can I just ask?
Go
This
ahead.
is a question that just popped up into my head now. But
Good afternoon, football fans, and welcome back to the PFL. And Diego, I'm actually with Diego here. It's our first Sunday triple header in Rizal Memorial Stadium. I'm Vinny Vinculado alongside Diego Cordero, and we've got an exciting matchup lined up for today. It's Stallion Laguna FC versus Valenzuela PB Mendiola, and it's match number 21. And can I just say, Diego, as each match happening per weekend, parang lalo tumitindi. It's getting heated up, you know. They need to rack up points, all of the teams. So do you have any upcoming predictions for our match at hand?
It's match number 21 for this season, so we're entering the busy part, the super duper packed part of the season. I think it's actually the last match before an international break, and then after that, it really starts to get heavy for every team in the PFL. For these two teams, they'll definitely be wanting to pick up some momentum because for Stallion, you see them as one of the bigger clubs in the PFL, but they did have the start that they perhaps would have wanted to. And the same for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. They definitely do want to improve on what they finished as last season because they actually finished last season rock bottom. So it's a chance for both of these teams to build more momentum coming into the busy part of the season.
Definitely, Diego. And as you mentioned, these two clubs they're both entering this match, still searching for that consistency. So for Stallion Laguna FC, again, as you mentioned, it's been a mixed bag for their campaign. One draw, one loss, but you know they finally showed their strong attacking football against Tuloy. As you can see here in our screens, they drew against Manila Digger, lost against Dynamic Herb Cebu, and won against Tuloy FC. Diego, would you see a more attacking and aggressive Stallion Laguna contra Valenzuela PB Mendiola?
Yeah, I think Stallion will look at this match and probably say that this is one of the matches that they have to win for sure if they are to achieve a top 6 finish. Also because if you look at their next fixtures, it's really not kind to them at all. So they need to pick up the momentum as early as possible. Again, you saw there in the fixtures, they didn't start the season ideally. One draw against Manila Digger, which they should have won, apart from a last-minute equalizer and then a last-minute losing goal to Cebu. Here we see their much changed starting 11.
They do have a 4-3-3 formation, Stallion Laguna FC, with head coach Ernest Nieras. So we'll definitely see a more attacking, more aggressive Stallion Laguna coming into this game laban sa kanilang koponan, which is Valenzuela PB Mendiola. And we do have a player who is into the fray, a player to watch, Diego. So this is Griffin Connor McDaniel. Do you have any expectations, you know, him coming back into this match?
Actually spoke to him, I think it was yesterday, and he said he was really excited to come back. So for those of you who don't know, he spent a short stint in German football, I think in one of the lower divisions where he played quite a few games. And yeah, but before that, actually, he was the top scorer of Stallion for the previous 3 seasons, and I think he may be even more. I haven't checked that far back. But he does bring goals to the Stallion team, and he'll definitely be one of their crucial players for the rest of the season. Definitely a good signing, but more of a re-signing because, as you said, it's a return more than anything. So I think in a bit also we're going to hear from Coach Ernest Nieras.
Well, today it's an important match again for us, and we prepared for this. And just like any other match, we make sure that we respect our opponent by training hard and doing whatever we can to win the match. So that's the important thing. We won last week, so we want to maintain, a winning record. And players are prepared. After this, we're gonna have 2 weeks off before we play our next game. So I think this would be a good day to make some adjustments, a good game to make adjustments for the upcoming match.
And there you have it with head coach Ernest Nieras. A lot of adjustments has been made with a couple of past matches that they have. So again, Stallion Laguna are hoping to get 3 points for this one. And on the other side, Diego, you do have Valenzuela PB Mendiola. They have managed 1 win and 2 losses so far. So they've looked dangerous at times, but you know there has been issues, you know, finishing their game strong. So do you have what are they bringing up to this upcoming match against Stallion Laguna?
Well, for Valenzuela PB Mendiola, it's a bit of a weird one because they haven't played in 2 weeks. They didn't play last week. Again, we have 11 teams in the season, and that means every week 1 team won't play, and that was Valenzuela PB Mendiola, who didn't play last week. Then 2 weeks ago, they lost 8-0 to Kaya, so it's a bit tough for 2 weeks without playing to sit with a result like that. But you can also turn it the other way around. They had an extra week rest compared to everyone else in the PFL. So can they take advantage of that? Can they take advantage of the fact that they had an extra week to prepare, to train, and to make the adjustments? But they, as you said, they already did win this season. They beat Army, and that actually already matches their win count from last season. So you have to say, if you're Valenzuela, PB Mendiola, the only way from here is up.
Definitely, I think Valenzuela, PB Mendiola will bring a lot of energy with, mentioning that they did have that 2-week rest. And they do have a 4-3-3 formation under head coach Jay Sean Soberano. And yeah, I think their squad is definitely a balance, between veteran leadership and useful energy. So this is definitely something we'll be seeing in their matchup against a much bigger team, which is Stadion Laguna FC. But with that, let's take a look at some of the dangerous players that Valenzuela PB Mendiola has. So you do have Victory Fayol in the forward position. With that, do you have any expectations for a striker like him?
Yeah, itong si Fayol. He's already scored this season. He's looked dangerous. I think the goal he scored was against Manila Diggers, so that's a good opponent to score against, a very tight defense to score against. There he is in your picture. He is going to be their main outlet today because there's no Isaac Ano, who is suspended with a red card, and the same happened to Ruben Doctora. Actually, it wasn't a red card, it was an injury. So it's Fayol who will have to lead the team today going forward.
Okay, with that said, we'll throw you over to the march-in, and we are #PFL. And we are back again. If you're tuning in, it's Stallion Laguna FC versus Valenzuela PB Mendiola FC at hand. And we do have our match officials here. Referee John Mike Basinang, assistant referees KB Nanyola and Hamid Bashon, fourth official Aldous Mirafuentes, referee assessor Christian Dale Soriano, and match commissioner Ira Ilan. So Diego, a very exciting match here. But before anything else, of course, we will have a moment of silence just in a bit.
May we request everyone to please stand and observe a moment of silence on the victims of the recent earthquake at Heat City, as well as the victim of the typhoon of Mascata.
And there you have it. We do have our Stallion Laguna FC lineup here. We have a couple of familiar names. Again, we do have McDaniel coming into the fray. You have Kenneth James Pride, Rod Aaron Vasquez. Of course, these are very vital players for the men in pink. And on this other side, of course, you do have Valenzuela PB Mendiola FC with their 4-3-3 formation. You do have familiar names here such as Christian Lapas, Francis Arturo Tacardon, of course, from UP players. And with that, we also have our substitutions for both of these teams. Again, Diego, a very exciting matchup. Of course, both teams wanting to put a strong impression to the rest of the teams. And we'll just begin in a few minutes. Again, if you are tuning in, this is Stallion Laguna FC playing from left to right in their pink and white jersey. And Valenzuela PB Mendiola FC playing from right to left in their maroon jerseys. Valenzuela PB Mendiola FC starting this match off very aggressive and have an attacking mindset already at the right side. And it is already out for a corner kick, an opportunity for them.
Yeah, that was a good start from Valenzuela PB Mendiola, and now they have a chance to send forward their tall center back in Gustavo, the Brazilian. So I think this is a good opening minute or so from Valenzuela PB Mendiola. They can't be intimidated by their opponents today. That's the bottom line if they're going to get anything from this result. And it's a chance for them to test the back line early on.
Again, they did have a disappointing result previously. They did have time to rest and analyze with the 2-week break that they had. So a chance here maybe. Great work there from the keeper, Matin from Stallion Laguna.
Yeah, Matin, that's his first involvement in a Stallion shirt because throughout the season so far it's been Jack Lerandrez, but he's on the bench today, so it's a chance for a debut goalkeeper. And that was a good opening moment there. That would just give him some confidence for his new team.
Valenzuela still in possession in the early minutes of this game, but pocketed. A fast play here for the men in pink. Will he cross it in? He does! Great defensive work there and the fast transition for Stallion Laguna, Diego.
A good involvement back in the PFL also from Finn McDaniel. You saw their electric pace on the front line of Stallion, nearly catching out their opponents asleep. And the cutback was just in front of Finn McDaniel, but it was a good chance, and they have a corner from it, so they could still do something from this play.
As we mentioned before the match started, McDaniel is that player to watch out for Valenzuela. He is very flashy. He did have a stint in Germany, and he wants to bring that experience and maybe add a goal to his tally for this match. And this is something definitely Stallion Laguna would want coming in. Corner kick. An opportunity maybe. A header! Dangerous play from Stallion Laguna, but a great save from Zambrano.
Well, Zambrano, like Matin on the other side, is making his debut or first start for Valenzuela PB Mendiola, and this is a good involvement from the goalkeeper. The save was really good because the header was down into the ground, so the bounce might have just confused the goalkeeper, but he read it well and made the save, and the follow-up was over. So that's a good first involvement also from Zambrano, and that moment will just give him confidence for the rest of this match. If you'd imagine that if Valenzuela PB Mendiola get anything from this game, Zambrano will have to make a really good impact on this game.
Both keepers in the early minutes has been tested already.
Hopefully a sign of an open game for the rest of the 90 minutes.
That's what we love here, an open game when it comes to football. Cardon tried to lay it off to Fayol.
Yeah, Tacardon, as you mentioned earlier, former UP Fighting Maroon, was the I think he was the finals MVP of season 85 or 86 when they won the championship. So it's nice to see that he's making the step into the PFL after his UAAP days.
Cardon, of course, a very dangerous player on the attacking end. So we'll see if he'll have contributions for his team. Ooh, a bit of uncertainty with the clearance there.
Yeah, that clearance just didn't help their defense. You wanted to go away from your box, not further into your box. I think Valenzuela, PV Mendiola, a bit lucky this time that that clearance didn't go punished by Stallion. But this is the state of the game that we expect. Stallion dominating possession and Mendiola on the back foot. But it's up to Mendiola now to be compact and to stay concentrated in this scenario.
Stallion tries it on the left side. Lot of bodies in the dangerous area. Lapas clears it out of danger, the captain. And it seems like it will be a busy day for Valenzuela defense against Stallion Laguna. You can see here pressure is really high.
Oof, good turn.
Good turn there. Straight at the keeper, Zambrano. Up to it again. And as it stands, it's Stallion Laguna.
Yeah, good opening 5 minutes for itong si Junior Kedman, or I think I'll confirm later if that's how you say his name, but he's had a really good first few involvements. Seems to be a really rapid player, and he'll cause a lot of problems for the right backs of the whole league, to be honest, because he has been really tricky to deal with so far in this opening exchanges.
This is something definitely we'd expect from Stallion. Very dominant force on the attacking forefront. And an opportunity here again. McDaniel.
Yeah, Renya did well there to atone for his earlier misclearance, just to track McDaniel. It's not easy to track McDaniel. The guy is rapid, if you guys haven't noticed. It might not seem obvious on camera, but in the space of 10 yards, he can make that very quick acceleration. Another opening there for Stallion, and they get rewarded with a corner.
And it's those quick accelerations from McDaniel that will definitely open up the game in the attacking forefront for Stallion. Whips it in. Will we see another header?
Well, the ball will just come back in. Pressure is mounting now.
And finally, Valenzuela can breathe a bit.
Yeah, Cristal with the good defensive positioning there. It might actually be a player who needs some treatment for Mendiola. That's not ideal this early on. It's Lapas, the captain. Probably not ideal if you're going to use a substitute this early on. But overall, it's been very strong pressure from Stallion. I think they smell that they can score a lot of goals in this game.
They are holding on, Valenzuela. The first 7 minutes of the match, it has been Stallion Laguna who's kept most of the possession. And it seems like the captain, Christian Lapas, is okay. And it is a goal kick for Valenzuela.
Zambrano, I think he also played with Cebu earlier on in his career, so it's not his first time in the PFL. He will definitely be a crucial goalkeeper for the rest of his career, wherever he plays. But it's actually also a bit of a... I was actually surprised that there was a goalkeeping change on both teams, because that's quite rare, really. So there's a debut, or first start rather, for Zambrano. I think the goalkeeper that has started most of the games is Etheridge, but he's on the bench today.
So we'll see which goalkeeper will keep a clean sheet, maybe.
It's a chance also for both goalkeepers to make a statement, to say that even though I'm technically the number 2, they have a case to be the number 1.
And it is very competitive when it comes to goalkeepers. Most teams do tend to stick with one. So it's good to see a bit of change here for both teams with their keepers. Oof, great footwork there at the left side. No foul given though.
Kedman is continuing to be a nuisance for that defense of Valenzuela PV Mendiolala. His footwork seems to be a really technical player. Skip past his defender there.
You do have to lock him down, Kedman. The left side, he'll be supplying a lot of crosses to the target man, McDaniel.
Yeah, that's a lot of pace in those two players, and you also have Galiana. So for Stallion, you do say if they can create counter-attacking scenarios, their pace is gonna punish anyone else in the PFL, to be honest. Just confirming this, but itong si Kedman actually is an international player. So he has played for Trinidad and Tobago at the international level. That is an impressive CV, I must say. Born in London, in England, actually spent some time in the academy of Chelsea and West Ham. Those are two Premier League teams. I must say, it is kind of obvious given the way he's played so far. There's a foul there on Zambrano.
And we did see there Zambrano going outside of his box, chasing that long ball. I think he was just stepped on when he received that ball. Here's the replay. Not that much contact, I think.
I think Zambrano will just be happy that the play has just stopped, because there was another ball in behind there threatening to reach Galiana. Again, Galiana and Kedman, a lot of pace, a lot of acceleration in behind the defensive line. So it's something that Mendiolala have to watch out for the whole game.
No foul yet here, and it is given. Stallion Laguna with the free kick.
Yeah, it was Fofana with the over-eager challenge. I think Fofana, he usually plays in defense, but he's in midfield today. I think he's just been instructed to be a little bit more aggressive in the middle of the park. A bit too aggressive in that scenario, though.
In terms of the game, you do also have to lock down that midfield. Very crucial area of the pitch, as it helps create attacking plays.
They usually say that whoever controls the midfield of a game probably controls the whole game.
And another opportunity here at the left side. Just blocked by a Mendiolala defender. Another corner kick.
A good attacking play from the left back. That's Kalukaran, who is already a familiar figure to most PFL fans. He has played for Stallion before, played with other teams, played with the youth national team at one point also. So he's definitely a good re-signing for Stallion.
Another corner kick. Stallion Laguna whips it in. Finds a Mendiolala defender. And another corner kick for them. Pressure still on. Just looking here from the stands, I see a tall Terrence Smith. So will he find him? No, he doesn't. And a chance maybe. Takardon on the counter. A heavy touch. Foul given. And maybe an opportunity for Valenzuela to build and have more of the ball in this possession play. Jimson Cristal behind the ball. Looking for Takardon. Pressuring. Lapas feeds it forward. A lot of traffic. Finally cleared. Daniel chasing. And another throw in here for Stallion.
Yeah, Renya in that occasion, just opting for safety. I think he knows that if it becomes a foot race between him and Finn McDaniel, might be only one winner. So he just played it safe there. Another part of the game that Valenzuela, PB, Mendiola want to improve on, as there's a chance here. I'll go down back to this later.
Great shot, but deflected.
As I was saying, I think another part of the game that Mendiola want to improve upon is they actually commit a lot of fouls. And because of that, they've already had one or two, actually. They've had 2 red cards this season. That's a lot for only a few games. Definitely a side of the game they want to improve upon, especially against the opponent like Stallion, who do usually lure a lot of fouls.
Ooh, great save there from Zambrano again from the set piece from Stallion.
Yeah, that's the second time now he's done that from a corner kick, bailing out his team again.
Those corner kicks has been dangerous for Valenzuela. But fast reactions from Zambrano.
Have to say, Stallion have looked strong on those attacking set pieces. At the moment, it looks like if they will score, it will come from one of those.
And we do see here Diego Stallion Laguna having most of the possession. Is this something that will happen throughout the course of this match?
I think it's expected that this will be the state of the game. There's a chance here.
Outside the box. An opportunity, takes it! Just inches away. A great opportunity there for the men in pink.
Galiana, wrong footing the goalkeeper. Looked like he was going to go for the far post, actually ended up going for the other one. And Zambrano was rooted to the spot. I think if that was on target, goalkeeper would have had no chance, and would have been the perfect time to score also, because there's now a water break. You do want to score always before the game stops, gives your team extra momentum. But at the moment, it's one-way traffic. Stallion completely dominating so far, possession and chances-wise for Valenzuela, PB, Mendiola. They have to use this water break maybe as a chance to regroup, refocus, and adjust to their opponents.
Definitely, Diego. I think Valenzuela has to be more aggressive. Don't let Stallion keep most of the possession in this match. As mentioned, Stallion has that top 3 forwards who are very flashy, very quick. So something Valenzuela has to keep an eye on in terms of their defense. And this is that corner kick here. It was Terrence Smith took that shot on. Zambrano again, who's showing his quick reflexes between the goalposts.
Yeah, the header into the ground twice, and he saved it both occasions. So Zambrano definitely bailing out his team more than one occasion. This was the latest chance right before the water break. Yeah, Zambrano had no chance if that was on target. Rooted to the spot. Good play and good combination from McDaniel and Galiana.
Just tries to slot it in that bottom left corner of the goal. Couldn't get it. Kakatapos lang yung water break. And good thing there is a water break kasi dito sa stands behind the mic, ang init talaga.
Yeah, it's really humid at the moment, so no surprise that there are water breaks. I wouldn't be surprised also if there are more throughout the rest of this match, because it is really hot at the moment.
So again, if you're just tuning in, my name is Vinny Vinculado, commentating alongside Diego Cortero. It is 0-0, Stallion Laguna FC against Valenzuela PB Mendiola FC. Just finished the water break, and the ball's with Zambrano for a goal kick.
One positive to take if you're Valenzuela PB Mendiola is that even though you've been dominated, it's still 0-0. So technically, you're not losing yet. I think at this point, when they were playing against Kaya, the scoreline was already in Kaya's favor. So it is an improvement on that regard. Here's Kedman again, though.
Kedman, dangerous left forward. We've already seen him in the pass sequences, tries to feed it in the middle. Great acrobatic clearance from Valenzuela.
Yeah, Kedman again showing his electric pace and nearly created an assist there for McDaniel. Again, Kedman, former international of Trinidad and Tobago, now in the PFL. Here's Galiana though.
Galiana, great through, just tries to thread that needle. Great defensive work there from Valenzuela. But the pressure's really high. But finally, foul has been given. An opportunity for Valenzuela to breathe once more.
Yeah, good last-ditch defending from Valenzuela, PB, Menjola. I think Galiana, the through ball, was a really good idea on the same wavelength as Finn McDaniel, but didn't come off there.
Ooh, tried to play it fast. Bit of a collision there. The ball was on the air. Both trying to head it.
A touch. But there is a head injury, so the game has to stop. I think the Menjola bench was actually asking for a penalty there. I want to see a replay of this soon. He is still down and it's a head injury. Of course, when there's a head injury, the game has to stop completely.
That was a fast play from a free kick from Jimson Cristal, trying to catch Stallion Laguna off guard. And let's take a look at the replay. A tough fall. It was Vasquez was trying to head that away from danger. Oof. Hopefully he's okay.
He is back on his feet, so that's good to see. But yeah, nasty collision. He is okay, so I think that's the bottom line. And I think both teams are actually arguing who had the ball for this drop ball. It's gonna stay with Stallion.
It was Stallion who had possession, but they kicked it out of bounds. Possession is with the men in pink. Left side here, Stallion. A lot of space given and a chance here. Great defensive work again from Valenzuela.
Well, if you're Stallion, you're feeling that this goal is coming closer and closer. Nearly another chance there. It's gonna come back at Menjola.
And a foul has been given. And an opportunity from a set piece. Stallion, the right side of the field.
Yeah, just that earlier chance though. I think good forward play once again from Rod Vasquez of Stallion, getting forward as a defender. I think he might be a little bit disappointed actually that his cross didn't warrant an assist in that play, but nevertheless another chance here for Stallion.
Stallion has been dangerous on the set pieces, the corner kicks. So we'll see if they will be able to convert this one.
I think the referee's just stopping all the extra pushing.
Whips it in. Couldn't find a pink shirt there, McDaniel.
I think Finn McDaniel might be a little disappointed there that his delivery was a bit low. Didn't reach his opponent's target. There's going to be another set piece though. So yet again, another crossing opportunity. They actually played quick. Senju just booting it at Fofana.
And as you mentioned, Diego, Valenzuela has to be more disciplined, not to give more fouls.
Yeah, 2 red cards already this season and 7 yellow cards. That is a lot. For Stallion, it was... Actually, wait, there's actually a lot of words being exchanged here between Sender and Fofana. Again, no yellow cards so far though. In this game, Stallion have picked up 6 this season and 1 red card.
Ball in the air. No foul given. Ball finds its way to Galiana.
Oh, a penalty.
That has a lot of action there. Initially, it was Valenzuela who was asking for a foul, wasn't given.
Well, the Valenzuela PB Menjola players are furious because they thought the game should have stopped when there was a head injury to Fofana. Oh, there's the yellow card. First yellow card of this game is to Renia for dissent. I think we need a replay on this if we're going to dissect it any further. But on Stallion's end naman, good forward play from Galiana to win the penalty. Let's see what else happens. I think the referee's still holding on to his cards.
Very controversial call. A sequence of events. And if it is a penalty kick, Zambrano. But let's take a look at the replay here first.
Here was the collision. I think Fofana just got floored by his own teammate.
And if that's the case, it's a good decision for the referee to keep the play ongoing.
Yeah, if it wasn't a head injury, then there's no need to stop the game. Here's the penalty. Good touch from Galiana. Clear penalty. I don't think there's any debate about this one. The touch from Galiana was smartly into the space and the challenge was late. And it's Finn McDaniel holding onto the ball.
And we do have a yellow card here. Again, for the protests from Valenzuela. It is U1 Semari Renia got that yellow. A penalty kick here. And it seems like the player to watch will be taking this one, Diego.
Yeah, usually does take penalties for Stallion when you look at their previous seasons. And usually there is only one outcome. Let's see though if Zambrano can cause a plot twist.
McDaniel setting up his ball for this penalty kick against Zambrano. Referee making sure all the players are outside the box. Opportunity for Stallion Laguna to take the lead. Finn McDaniel. And it's a goal. Bottom left corner. And that is expected from him.
Yeah, there you see his trademark celebration, but there's no surprise in that outcome. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. It's such a confidently taken penalty. And he gets a goal on his return to the PFL. So he says, welcome back to the Philippines in style.
Welcome back, Finn McDaniel. Earning his team, Stallion Laguna FC, a goal. It is 1-0. And it is difficult climb, I guess, for Valenzuela to come back into this match. Here's a quad replay of that penalty kick. Bottom left there, sends Zambrano the wrong way. Good penalty kick.
Yeah, Zambrano was helpless there, guessed the wrong way, and I think maybe even if he guessed the right way, it was such in the corner that might have not even saved it anyway. I think if you're Valenzuela PB Menjola, you might be disappointed in the fact that you held on for at least 26 minutes, and in the end it was a penalty that made you concede the goal.
Definitely. It's penalty kicks, there are giveaways, you know, in a sense. All the hard work. And just conceding that is very disappointing for your team. Stallion Laguna now with that 1-0 cushion. Maybe a difficult climb for Valenzuela to come back into this game.
Yeah, if you're Menjola, you might be disappointed that so far in this game, you haven't tested the opposition goalkeeper. And in complete contrast, itong si Zambrano has been more involved than he should have been so far.
Busy day for Zambrano, but an opportunity here. The right side in the middle. And it is offside though. And it's those quick transitions, Diego, from Stallion that will earn them a goal against Valenzuela.
Yeah, again, the pace of the front line of Stallion is just a little bit too much to handle at the moment for Mendiola. It was Galiana there. This time he was offside. I think he was actually protesting to the referee that he wasn't offside, but nevertheless it was more lightning pace there from Galiana.
Valenzuela has to close those open pockets of spaces if they want to keep their defense disciplined. And another through ball there. And another offside. Could have been 2-0.
Yeah, clearly that's the blueprint from Stallion. It's to use the pace of their attackers because clearly they fancy themselves up against the Mendiola defenders. You do say if it becomes a foot race on each occasion, Stallion win that race 9 times out of 10.
Opportunity here maybe. Valenzuela tried to get a through ball in. Couldn't get it. Play goes on. Not sure what happens there.
Oh, here it is again.
Great through ball. A chance here. A lot of grass. Takes it. And it's a goal. Gets it in. Kedman with a celebration. And just as easy as that, it is 2-0. Stallion Laguna FC leading contra Valenzuela PB Mendiola FC.
Yeah, as I said about 2 minutes ago, it's the pace of the front line of Stallion that's going to cause problems. And Kedman, itong si Kedman, bilis niya. You can see he can outrun all of his defenders, and he did it again there. And he's been causing problems for the whole game. It's about time that he'll feel he should have gotten a goal, and he took it well. No chance for Zambrano.
He did deserve that. The early moments of the matches, he's been deadly with the ball. He sets his shooting boots and just slots it the right hand side of the corner. Zambrano couldn't do anything about it. And again, it's those through balls that got them the goal.
Yeah, this time he timed the shot to perfection. No offside call in this one, and he did it so simply. First touch to settle the pass, and then second touch to score. Again, Kedman, former Chelsea and West Ham academy player. You can see that he's had a very high level of football upbringing, and he makes it 2-0 here right after 30 minutes.
And at the moment, we do have another water break here. You could see Valenzuela PB Mendiola FC players trying to fix that hole, I guess, and the defensive back line. They've been caught in quick transitions from Stallion Laguna. It's definitely something they have to work on. Zambrano should connect with his back four, making sure those pockets of spaces will be closed down. Because Stallion Laguna has been passing it quite well, getting those through balls in. And if they don't patch it up now, there'll be more goals for the men in pink.
Yeah, I actually think, in particular, itong si Zambrano, he'll be very disappointed that after bailing out his team on multiple occasions, the 2 goals have been 1 penalty and 1 ball in behind, undone just like that. For Stallion, it's ideal, but for Mendiola, hands on their heads.
And we are yet to see a chance, an opportunity for Valenzuela on the attacking front.
Yeah, they've made a slight change here, so they've switched itong si Sulit and si I think it's Takardon, so they've switched positions. Takardon, he started the game as on the left. He's now back on his usual right winger position.
Definitely a tactical change there for head coach Jay Sean Soberano. Maybe this change could have an impact. The attacking formation of Valenzuela. But as it stands, it is Stallion attacking. An opportunity here. Just couldn't get it to McDaniel. Tried to make contact, but Zambrano gets it.
Yeah, good pass there from Ricky Sendra. The cross was really good. McDaniel, I think he might be disappointed that his contact wasn't cleaner, because I think any cleaner contact would have tested Zambrano. In the end, it was a usual catch for Zambrano. I think the problem for Mendiola is that when they're going long towards Fayol, he's outnumbered by everyone in a pink shirt. And at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do if you're outnumbered 3-1 or 4-1.
Unless you're Messi. But yes, it has been difficult for Valenzuela to bring the ball higher into the pitch. But great defensive work there from Valenzuela. Great pass here, maybe an opportunity. But straight at the keeper, Ricky Sendra, just shooting outside the box.
Yes, itong si Sendra actually very disappointed with himself because I think we've seen him score harder chances than that. And for a player of his quality and experience, he got it on target, but I think he expected to test Zambrano more there. Again, another warning sign for Mendiola that they need to fix up defensively because at the moment it's chance after chance after chance for Stallion.
It's a foul here, I think, in favor of Valenzuela.
Again, for Valenzuela, quite unfortunate that they don't have Balut Doctora, the PFL veteran at the moment. He got a head injury in their last game, and then in the same game, a red card to Isaac Ano. That was two of their starters, not available for this one. And I think that they're feeling the effects of that today. They have yet to really test the goalkeeper of their opponents.
And you can definitely see how those two players are vital in their attacking role. Again, Valenzuela still not having an impact.
Here's that pace again from Kedman.
Kedman left side, trips a bit, but keeps possession. Great through there. In the middle. Valenzuela, good defense. Still keeps possession. It's right side.
Work from Fayol there because he was 3-1 and he kept the ball.
And an opportunity here, maybe. Lapas, the captain. The left side. 1v1. Great body feint. In the middle. No one there to get it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sulit is frustrated that there was no one on the end of that cross because it was a really good cross.
Tries to feed it to Tacardon. Lapas comes up short. An opportunity on the counter, maybe. Vasquez passes it back, slows it down. Kidman bring it forward. Positive play here for the men in pink. Until it was intercepted.
Oh, good turn.
Fayol. Too much traffic. You can see Terrence Smith, the tower, getting that one.
Yeah, Terrence Smith looks to be a really imposing figure. I think Fayol will be disappointed there in that heavy touch because it was a half chance there.
An opportunity here on the other side, in the middle. The ball just across the face of goal. Nobody there to tap it in.
And this time it was Finn McDaniel turning provider. And I think it actually went through the legs of Kedman. Again, those two combining really well, along with Galiana, causing so much problems. I think Mendiola are still yet to solve that problem on how to deal with all of those three front players.
Finding Tacardon. Valenzuela. Bring the fight to Stallion. Finds Lapas in the middle. Takes it. Great save there from Martin.
Your coach Ernie Nieres is just saying that the midfield of Stallion for that play a bit too open there. I think Lapas had a lot of time to take a shot. In the end, it was a routine save for Martin, but I think that's the first save he's had to make, and it's come in the 38th minute.
And Valenzuela really has to take advantage of those opportunities, because those opportunities don't usually come, especially against a team like Stallion. So they have to be more clinical up front. Fayol to Cardon. Feeds it to Fayol.
Yeah, again, Fayol is just outnumbered, commits the foul. Again, when it's 2-1, 3-1 as an attacker, it's only so little you can do to push your team and get a chance.
And you could clearly see Fayol looking for other attacking players to pass to. But no runs are being made, so he's forced to try to keep possession of the ball until an open man is there to pass it to. And we do see here a yellow card. I think it's given to jersey number 98, Jimson Cristal. But it was off the ball, so not quite sure what that was. We'll confirm it just in a bit.
Well, if it's another yellow card for Mendiola, that means that they already have 9 this season to go with their 2 red cards. Again, discipline, you can usually reflect the team's discipline by how many cards they pick up, and that is a lot of cards for only a few games.
And of course, if you're a defender, having booked a yellow card definitely will make your life more difficult. You'll have to be more safer with your challenges.
Especially against the likes of Kedman and McDaniel and Galiana, who have drawn fouls so far. Galiana won the penalty. Let's remember, again, one more foul for those who are on a yellow card, and you could get your second yellow, which wouldn't be ideal because it would be the 3rd red for Mendiola this season, if there is one in this match.
We're almost at the halftime. And Diego, it's definitely in favor of Stallion as of this moment in time.
Yeah, Stallion continuing where they left off. Again, last week they beat Tuloy 2-0, goals from Shibab and Chamgue that day. And I think for Stallion, the aim today is really to get up and running and build momentum. Because again, they lost a last-minute goal to Cebu and last-minute equalizer to Digger. So it's finally time they've started picking up points. And again, if you're Stallion, you want to pick up momentum now because their next game is Kaya. So that's going to be very, very difficult.
Look at Fayol there, cruising through. Pink shirts, and maybe an opportunity here, but it is
Offside.
called an offside, yes.
Yeah, I think the linesman put his flag up the moment the ball was played from Fayol to Sulit. Referee didn't see it until now. Actually, I was watching the back line of Stallion in that play. That's intentional, yung offside trap. They step up one moment, the moment the pass is played, and the offside trap paid off there.
Great run here again from Kidman, the left side. Feeds it through. A chance maybe. Daniel trying to get a shot in, but a lot of traffic.
Yeah, it's really that left side of Stallion that's really dynamic and really causing all those opportunities for Stallion. Definitely something Mendiola have to address in the second half if there is no more goals in the first half, but Stallion clearly want to score another before the half ends.
Here, Stallion Laguna, keeping calm, controlling the game. And aside from our match at hand, we still do have a couple of matches here. And it is an offside. But as I was mentioning, Diego, we do have 2 more matches for today's triple header. You have Manila Diggers versus Tuloy FC at 5:45 p.m. Wantagig versus Philippine Army at 8:30 p.m. So do stay tuned. And do use our hashtag whenever you're streaming, hashtag WeArePFL. You can comment it, share it in your Instagram stories. Definitely help us spread the good word that, hey, the PFL is here. We have a lot of exciting games.
Yeah, and there will be an international break following this week, but again, football never stops. There will be 2 international games for the Philippines, so support the national team as well as we try to qualify for our second Asian Cup.
I think it's on October 14, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the first game is October 9, but that's in Australia against Timor-Leste, and then October 14. That's the home game, which I encourage everyone to watch. That will be in New Clark City Stadium. But don't worry, there will be transportation as always.
Yes, medyo malayo New Clark. But wait, hold on a second. Action here. Zambrano quick on his feet.
Well, despite the scoreline, I think if you look at it individually, Zambrano can say he had a good half. Again, 1 penalty and then a mistake for the goals. But other than that, Zambrano's made a lot of saves, and that was a good play there to beat the pace of Kedman.
Kedman, a very fast and flashy player. Will definitely be more dangerous in the second half. And it is official, we do have additional 4 more minutes into this game. And right now, if you're Valenzuela, you do not want to concede any more goals before the half ends.
Yeah, I think if you're Valenzuela, PB Mendiola, game management for the rest of this first half, just reach halftime regardless of the scoreline. Don't let it increase in the last 4 minutes and get into halftime at 2-0 down. It's very hard, but at the moment, that's the most they can do, and reset from there.
A great through ball. Opportunity. Another great, spectacular save from Zambrano. He's been very, very busy.
Yeah, brave goalkeeping from Zambrano. I think he might have hurt himself actually in that play. But yet again, Zambrano bailing out his team. I think if it wasn't for Zambrano, the scoreline would have been much different in this first half. But again, good movement in behind of the back line of Mendiola for the Stallion attackers. This time it was Sendra getting in behind, and actually other than Zambrano, there's another Mendiola player on the ground, so this is not ideal. Want to avoid injuries, especially already with a lengthy injury list.
And I think that's Eldwin Escosora, who was down but is back up into his feet. And they still have to stay alert because they do have a corner kick here. Cardon chasing that ball. Maybe they can nick one here just before halftime ends. Victor Fayol bringing it forward. Great touch there. Ooh, just couldn't get past Macmillan.
A good one-on-one defending from Macmillan. He's gonna find Finn McDaniel here. Oh, and it was too close to Gustavo, but tell you what, that was really good from Macmillan to win the ball, stopping the attack, and then really creating a goal-scoring chance.
Not sure what happened there. Set an opportunity at the right side, crosses it. Nobody there to head it in or get contact.
Well, Fofana is saying something to the linesman, but clearly no foul there from the referees. And I think Fofana just stopped for a moment there because he was expecting a foul to be called. Sendra playing to the whistle, digging out a good cross. I think Finn McDaniel just not on the same wavelength at that play, but would have been really unideal because look at the time, it would have been 1 minute left until halftime, and to concede the third there, that would have put the game to bed.
They only have a couple of minutes left before the half ends. Valenzuela, will they hold on from the onslaught of attacks from Stallion? Oof. Another opportunity there. A great strike, but a tight angle from McDaniel.
Well, I'm beginning to sound like a broken record, but it's the pace in behind of the Mendiola backline that's really opening up the opportunities for McDaniel. I think Finn McDaniel, he just knew from that angle, medyo tight, so he had to try and smash it into the roof of the net. Very tight from that angle. I think he backs himself though, given his track record in the PFL.
And there it is. Referee blows the whistle for halftime. And as it stands, it's Stallion Laguna FC leading this match with a 2-goal cushion against Valenzuela PB Mendiola FC. In a very one-sided affair, Diego. Stallion Laguna really having a foothold in this match.
Yeah, there you saw the 2 goals, 27th minute from Finn McDaniel penalty, and then just 4 minutes later, Kedman slotting it into the far corner. But I think if you're Stallion, you'll be saying it could have been a lot more. And I think they'll be saying in the second half that they still want to make it more. For Mendiola, it's about adjusting because it's been one-sided for the rest of this, for the whole first half rather. I think at 2-0, it's still not a finished game. 2-0's never a finished scoreline in football, but if the second half is to be anything of the same, there's only going to be one outcome for this match.
Definitely, Diego. With that said, again, Stallion Laguna leading 2-0 against Valenzuela. We'll be right back. Hashtag we are PFL. afternoon, everybody. We are back here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium for some PFL action. My name is Vinny Vinculado, alongside Diego Cordero, and the match at hand here, we do have Stallion Laguna FC leading in the halftime. 2 goals, Kedman Jr. and McDaniel on the 31st and 27th minute contra Valenzuela PB Mendiola FC. And Diego, what are you expecting for the second half?
Well, on paper, it looks like we might see more of the same. I'm actually seeing that there's going to be some substitutions from Valenzuela, PB Mendiola, because for the first half, it was one-way action. A lot of save from Zambrano, and I think if it wasn't for Zambrano, the scoreline could have even been more for Stallion Laguna FC, but they just kept creating chance after chance, and it was their front line who created most of those. Here was the penalty win from Galeana. Very smart touch, and the penalty was Smarty.
It's McDaniel who slotted that in. And a perfect opportunity to show that, hey, he's back with a celebration there.
Back in the PFL and back in the goals. And just 4 minutes later, it was Kedman, the Trinidad and Tobago international, who found the bottom corner. I think Zambrano had no chance there. Could have been a lot more, though, nonetheless.
It's been a one-sided affair here in the first half. As mentioned, Stallion Laguna, they have been more aggressive, kept most of the possession, and again, on paper, they are, looking forward for that 3 points into this match against Valenzuela. And this is something that's expected. They are usually the favorites, always at the upper mid-table. And yeah, Stallion Laguna has been a dominant force against Valenzuela.
Yeah, this is a story we've seen multiple times between these two teams. So these two teams have met 14 times throughout the PFL history. Stallion have won that encounter 9 times, and Mendiola only won it 1 time. Here was the first half stats, as you can see, heavily in favor of one side.
It is, again, as mentioned, the possession, 71% for Stallion Laguna. Shots, 13, 11 for them on target. 6 corners in favor of Stallion. And a couple of offsides, and again, as mentioned, it is Zambrano who's trying to get his team on the game, because they've conceded a lot of shots from Stallion.
Yeah, a lot of end-to-end or final third action for Stallion, rather. And yet, really has been Zambrano who has been the individual who can say that he's performed the best for the Mendiola side, as we hear from their coach interview in a moment.
So in game against Stallion, so we just need play what we trained past week. So we just apply all the trainings that we did.
And that's it for the head coach. And we are almost nearing second half into this match. And you have the goal scorer there, McDaniel, and hoping to add more to his tally.
Yeah, McDaniel, the top scorer for Stallion last season, he got 11. And then the season before that, he got 20. So definitely a goal scorer for his team. Again, returning from a short stint in Germany, he is back now with Stallion.
And it's a good sight to see. Some players go out internationally, but they bring that experience here in the PFL, making it more competitive. And speaking of international experience, you have Kedman, as mentioned.
Yeah, one cap for Trinidad and Tobago. But what's really impressed me is how he's played in this game. Very, very technical and pacey player.
He's been very comfortable with the ball, bringing it forward, supplying the likes of McDaniel and even his fellow winger. And yeah, we'll definitely see more from Kedman coming into the second half. And we have begun. Again, if you're tuning in, my name is Vinny Vinculado alongside Diego Cordero. It is Stallion Laguna FC playing in their pink and white jersey from right to left against Valenzuela PB Mendiola FC playing from left to right. And Kedman again in his favorite left position, just crosses it in the middle. In the early moments of the second half, could have been 3-0.
Yeah, Finn McDaniel will be saying to himself, how did I not score that? Because that's usually the type of chance he just takes. And Kedman again, roulette, and then the pace in behind, too much for the defenders to handle. I think McDaniel You'd be really disappointed with that.
Honestly, it was really fast in the second half.
Could have been 3-0 right off the bat. But if it's anything like the first half, you would say that McDaniel will definitely get more chances to add to his tally. And so will Kedman and Galiana, for that matter.
But you'd expect Valenzuela to fix that back four. And a foul here. It is the captain, Christian Lapas, who is down, but he earns his team a free kick.
Lapas there on the end of a challenge. This is going to be a chance actually for Mendiola just to send forward their taller players for a set piece. Actually, it looks like it's going to be Fafana, one of the taller players, to take it. So it's going to be a half chance, I'd say, for Mendiola. It is quite some distance from the free kick spot to the penalty area. Here is Zambrano. Again, multiple saves in the first half. His first start this season, because usually it's been Etheridge, who's now on the bench. And by the way, that is not Neil Etheridge, as most Filipino fans would probably relate that name to, but it's Jackson Etheridge from the US on the bench today for Mendiola.
Just Fafana here. We'll take this one behind the ball. Whips it in. Low driven corner there, but straight at Stallion defense.
Sayang nun, because if you get a better delivery and find a teammate, it's a chance, but the delivery was low and it was easily read by Ricky Sendra.
And again, if you're Valenzuela, you do have to capitalize on those set pieces and opportunities. You don't get that much, especially when you're playing a big team like Stallion Laguna. In the middle!
Again, you'd expect someone like Finn McDaniel to take that, but like he did earlier a few minutes ago, it's skied. Good work though by Galiana down the right wing.
Yes, Galiana, who's also been dangerous on the other side, feeding balls to McDaniel in the middle.
I think in another day, McDaniel would have had a hat-trick by now. One penalty and those two chances in this second half. Again, you expect him to get more though for the rest of this match.
Lapas feeds it to Tacardon, just trying to find Fayol. Tries to thread the needle there, but great clearance. Alert to the danger. Escosora.
Yeah, it's a back five now for Mendiola. I think they're really trying to keep it defensively tight to start the second half, but to be honest, it's still more of the same from what we saw in the first half. And another set piece chance for Stallion. Again, they had chances in the first half from these scenarios.
And it's a short corner kick. The left side. Vasquez.
That's Denzel Vasquez, because I think there's two on the pitch at the moment for Stallion.
You have two midfielders named Vasquez, and it is an offside. Trying to play to Galiana. And chance for Valenzuela to restart a play.
It looks like Tacardon's going to be more central now in the second half, but that's not going to help Mendiola. Give away.
Opportunity to counter. Stallion. Oh, McDaniel again at the right place at the right time, but just couldn't get a shot in.
A little bit of deja vu. It was Galiana again with the cutback. I think it may have just been a little bit too fast for Finn McDaniel, and he skies it. Again, another let-off for Mendiola. How many let-offs they get in the second half, I don't know, but I imagine if they continue to concede those type of chances, it won't be long now until the scoreline's increased.
You've got away with that one. And it was a sloppy pass from a free kick. They have to be They have to be more wary of that. Valenzuela. Kedman on the left. Tries to fake it. Keeping the ball. Good work here. He's asking for a foul. Wasn't enough for the main referee, John Mike Basinang.
Just realized now that, again, Kedman, part of the Chelsea and West Ham academy setup before. And then they also have a player on the bench, Diallo, who was part of the Arsenal and Brighton Premier League academy before. So a lot of talented attacking signings for Stallion in this season.
Speaking of talent, Galiana in the middle. And it is a goal. Gets it in. Finally. It is Sandra who slots that one in. And as easy as that, it is 3-0. Stallion Laguna leading against Valenzuela PB Mendiola FC.
Yeah, the Mexican and the Argentinian combining there. And as I said a few minutes ago, how many let-offs are Mendiola gonna get? This one was no let-off. And it was finally time to make it 3-0 for Stallion. As we see Sender with the old man celebration. But he makes it 3-0, and I don't think from that distance he was ever gonna miss. No chance for Zambrano. He's done so much in this match, but he was absolutely helpless there. Here's the replay. Galiana, good work, good strength. The cutback was precise, and there's absolutely no way Sendra, a player of his quality, is missing that chance from there.
Great work then from Galiana, who has been a potent source in the attacking front. He's been giving a lot of dangerous passes, as seen here. Beautiful attacking play for Stallion.
There we saw the quad vision angle, which is becoming my favorite thing this PFL season so far. So shout out to Upstream Sports TV for providing us with 4 views. Kayo na bahala kung anong view yung gagamitin nyo. But it is 3-0 to Stallion.
Well, great work from Victor here. Tried to give it to Lapas.
Good work there, sayang nun, because the pass, if it was more precise, would have been a chance maybe.
Ooh, Galiana. A chance here, McDaniel. Ooh, just hits the woodwork. What a great counter there from Stallion.
Mendiola, they get their offside trap all wrong here because there was one defender so deep when all the other defenders stepped up to the halfway line. And McDaniel, here was the chipped shot off the corner of the post. And I think in another universe, he would have had 4 goals by now. He only has 1 so far in his return to the PFL. But again, a lot of chances for McDaniel. You imagine he'll get more.
But on the other side of the pitch here, this Victor Fayol puts down Terrence Smith. And it's been a difficult day for Victor Fayol up front. He's been lacking a bit of support in the attacking third.
A good defending there from Terrence Smith, just showing some acceleration and buying the foul. It was a foul because the contact was there, shoved from behind. I think that's just a little bit of frustration from Fayol, because for the whole match he's been really isolated, and he still is isolated at the moment.
Chandra passes it out the left side. Kidman, great back heel. Cuts it back. Zambrano was up to it.
They're having fun now, tong Stallion Laguna FC, and Kedman showing the tricks.
Kedman has been really expressing himself there, showing his skill and footwork. And his pace as well, Diego.
Yeah, again, and really fast acceleration.
Speaking of acceleration, a chance may be here. And put down. Thought it was a penalty. Well, it wasn't given. In fact, it's in favor of Valenzuela.
Not too sure.
We do see an extended hand there from Jimson Cristal. but I think it wasn't enough for John Mike Basinang, the head referee, to give a penalty.
Just 10 minutes in the second half, still one-way traffic. Exact same as what we saw in the first half. And a lot of that has been down to the attackers of Stallion. There's a head injury here. No stoppage from the ref.
Victor Fayol was continuing to play until the referee paused it, because we have a down player here from Stallion.
Again, usually whenever there is a head injury, the play has to stop. I think that's a worldwide rule now in football. Regardless of the level, the game has to stop, and the referee eventually stopped it there. I think Sendra wants a little bit more punishment against Fayol. Here's the replay.
Victor Fayol. Oh, he did extend an arm trying to protect the ball, but it just hits Farias de Barrios. But I think he is okay now.
And for Stallion Laguna FC, before this match started, they were in 5th place. 4 points from a possible 9. I think 3 points today will help them and help their momentum going into the next match. And again, their next match is against Kaya, who have been perfect and spotless, still yet to concede a goal in this PFL season. So that match is going to be something to watch. But for Mendiola naman, on the other hand, still only 1 win. Do wonder where their next will come from if they are to get one this season.
Very exciting match against Kaya there. And it is a yellow card. Victor Fayol, he just conceded. He just committed a foul earlier. He committed another one.
The referee gave him leeway for the last one. This time he says, not getting away from my book this time, and it's a yellow card to Fayol. And again, this is a common trend for Mendiola this season. So they now have 10 yellow cards throughout only a few rounds of games. Picking up that many yellow cards is not ideal for disciplinary purposes. And along with their 10 yellow cards this season, they also have 2 reds. So it's definitely something that they have to address going forward.
And it is Stallion on the attack. They have to clear that one out. Valenzuela.
It's a relentless high press from Stallion. Been doing that the whole game, and to be honest, Mendiola still haven't beaten that press.
A counter here to Cardon and Terrence Smith.
Good defending. Itong si Terrence Smith, I just did some research now. He's also another international player. So he has 1 cap for the Barbados national team. So it's really nice to see how these journeymen go around the footballing world. And now he's here with Stallion FC Laguna.
And that has been the reputation of Stallion Laguna. They've always got new quality players every season. But an opportunity here at the right side. There was an opening. Still in a dangerous area until Martin gets it. And I think that was their first opportunity, Mendiola, into the second half.
Yeah, but it was Fofana, usually a defender in a striker's position. I think there was a foul earlier on that build-up. The referee choosing to allow advantage. I think Fofana would have been, for a moment there, it looked like we'd have an open shot on target.
Kedman feeds it forward to Vasquez. Couldn't get that one in play. And throw in for Valenzuela.
Again, for Mendiola, not ideal. They are, I think, 9th in the PFL table, so they're not bottom like they were last season, but for a team that is undergoing change, do want to see more positive results. Again, it is still early in the season. Things can still be turned around, but it looks like at the moment all 3 points are going towards Stallion. I think it's going to take something miraculous in the last 30 minutes.
Ooh, just overhits it, but it was a bit dangerous, nearing the crossbar. Stallion.
Zambrano for a moment there, not sure if that was going to fly into his net. I think what happened actually was the cross against the sunlight, so the player couldn't see the specific part of the pitch, and he ended up sending it to anywhere. Nearly went to the back of the net.
And just looking at the match, Diego, what do you think are the point of improvement Valenzuela can do against much tougher opponents?
I think they need to make their midfield and backline more compact. I think the first half especially, we saw usually isang pass lang, tas penetrated na yung backline nila. I think they need to be more compact, need to have more communication. It's not easy when you have players who speak different languages, of course, and new signings, but it might happen again here.
Tries to thread the needle. McDaniel with the ball. A lot of traffic. Finally clears it away. As you mentioned, Diego, they need to be more compact. The defense, a lot of through balls have been made here.
Again, there was a part in the first half where it seemed like every forward pass of Stallion, goal-scoring opportunity na agad. So that's something that will have to be addressed. Again, I did mention communication, and that is tough, especially when you have a mix of nationalities in there. But in the end of the day, you can only do so much against forward players like Kedman, McDaniel, and Galya. And it's still early in the season, so Mendiola can still improve from this point.
Definitely something we'll look forward to as well. A lot of fine-tuning on the defensive front.
Looks like some changes here for Mendiola.
And we do have Taeyang and Razonable coming into this match. And it's Fofana and Escosora will be sitting this one out. Trying to add more energy into this game, head coach Jay Sean Soberano. Joy Taeyang is a midfielder.
Player number 19, Johan Fofana.
Itong si Troy Taeyang is actually one of their foreign signings. I believe he's South Korean. And there's actually quite a few foreign signings for Mendiola that they made before the window.
Ooh, Galliana hits that one. But great defensive work from Jimson Cristal, who has had a difficult time defending Galliana, the left-hand side.
The Galliana, complete handful for defenders, the Mexican player. Already been with Stallion for a few years, looks to be one of their usual suspects now whenever they go forward.
Speaking of going forward, Stallion has the ball. Ooh, a late challenge there for a Valenzuela player.
Well, again, with Mendiola, one of the problems we've seen in this match is they commit a lot of fouls. And the more fouls you commit, especially in areas like this, it's gonna come back to bite you eventually. I think this time it's a crossing opportunity rather than a shooting one for Finn McDaniel.
We'll definitely whip this one in a dangerous area.
It's a two-man wall, and Stallion have sent forward their taller players, so definitely a lot of targets for Finn McDaniel.
Waiting for the referee to blow his whistle. Free kick for Stallion. Whips it in. Ooh, it's a direct shot actually. But Zambrano was there to save it.
I think Finn McDaniel's confidence levels are high after his opening return goal. So he took the shot, got it on target. I think the angle just didn't help him. It was quite tight, so it had to be perfect shot. He'll take the following corner though.
You see Terrence Smith, man to be marked with these corners. Ooh, another opening there.
It was Ken Pride from point blank range. I think he might have not seen it until really late. I think that's the only reason why it's not 4-0. Again, another let-off for Mendiola. They've had a lot of those in this match. Once again, Zambrano was helpless there.
Valenzuela has been a bit lucky. They haven't conceded more goals. And Stallion Laguna, unlucky on the other hand. But as of now, Stallion Laguna make their own luck with the plays that they've been made. And off screen, we do have substitutions coming in for the men in pink.
See the next game stoppage. Again, not a nice sight to see if you're Mendiola. Dorado and Ivanovsky coming on. Two really good attackers.
Kedman, great through ball, takes it, trying to look for Galeana. Oh, an easy tap in, and it's a goal. It is 4-0, Stallion Laguna once more. And McDaniel just enjoying himself out there, expressing in the same celebration, his trademark.
Well, it was only a matter of time before he took one of those chances. Again, he had so many already in the second half. And yeah, when you give him that much chances, he'll take one of them. There he did.
You can see it on screen. Finn McDaniel adding another goal to his tally. Tries to feed it to Galeana, and Galeana just passes back to him. An easy tap in. 4-0, Stallion Laguna leading. Great through ball, takes it. Trying to look for Galeana. Oh, an easy tap in.
There's the quad vision replay. The earlier chance,
Substitution for Stallion
unable to
Laguna
be converted, but Galeana just finding
Player number 6,
McDaniel unmarked in the 6-yard box.
He did return the favor, Galeana. Virginie McDaniel was looking for him.
Player number 18, Gabriel Arias de Barrios, replaced by player number
And here are the
18,
substitutions.
Jose Becerra.
We have Zhang, Becerra, Dorado, and Ivanovsky substituted in. Sandra Kedman and Farias substituted out. And a chance here taken. Bit of a deflection. And another corner kick for Stallion Laguna, adding more to their what's already a lot of cushion for them.
Yeah, Stallion not stopping after the 4 goals. They want to score more. Very hungry to bolster up their goal difference. And again, goal difference that was pivotal later on in the season. It's no support. They want to increase their goals here.
In the middle, steered out of danger. Another cross in a dangerous area. Ooh, another opening for Stallion. The shots are just pouring in.
Yeah, the 2 substitutes combining there. It was Dorado and Ivanovsky nearly scoring right after coming on. And yeah, I don't see Ivanovsky. I think a very interesting player to follow. Played in Argentina, played in really high levels of football. I think he was teammates at one point with certain Lionel Messi, but I'm not sure if that's how confirmed that is. I think I heard that somewhere in the past. But he did play in the Argentina U15 national team, I believe. So that's the level of talent he has now with Stallion. And for Dorado, good cutback to the Argentinian. And it's nice to see Dorado back on the pitch. He did suffer that head injury against Manila Digger, I believe. So good to see him back as well.
Stallion Laguna FC, they do have that depth in their squad. A lot of international experience being brought here in the PFL. making their team a very competitive side. And even more competitive now. McDaniel in your screens.
Yeah, on a hat trick now. Probably wants to chase that hat trick in the last 20 minutes or so.
He's been expressing himself on the attacking front, really enjoying his football back here in the PFL.
Yeah, we have another water break because the heat is really intense at the moment. So do stay hydrated. Also, for those of you watching this video or video, this broadcast, again, we want to protect our players. We already had 2 water breaks, I think, in this match. So player safety is important, of course, in this environment.
Definitely. You know, sa Pilipinas, mainit talaga dito. But play goes on here for football. Brain nga nila. And I haven't seen that much action for Matin. He's done some routinary saves. And as it stands, it does look like he'll get a clean sheet. Unless Valenzuela catches Stallion on a counter, maybe. Do still have a lot of time before full time ends. Trying to look for a through ball. A lot of pink jerseys there chasing that one.
And when they have gone direct, Stallion, most of the time found targets.
Very aggressive, no? Stallion looking for more goals. Tapos si Valenzuela naman trying to survive the onslaught of attacks. Look at that high pressure from the men in pink. Pressure paid off. Stallion just playing it around the attacking third. And it's a corner kick for the men in pink.
Galliano looking for McDaniel there. Again, on a hat trick. Has just under 20 minutes to catch that third goal for his perfect PFL return.
And we do have a corner kick here for Stallion Laguna. Maybe an opening. Couldn't find pink jersey. Taking that on first time. Vasquez. Danger not over. Finds Darren Smith, a defender. Cuts it back. Couldn't find anyone. And maybe an opportunity on the counter. Tacardon. A lot of space here. Tracking yun. Tacardon, get it through. Just too much traffic there. Earns his team a corner kick. But before we take that corner, Diego, we do have shout-outs here.
Shout out to all of you guys who are always in the live stream chats. Fun Rush, 617, Calvisef, Diniso, Quiz TV, PV Edball, PH Transfers, who has a lot of good information on his pages. V, Lucius Septimus, Eunice West, Muzon 71, Orchid, Malevolence. Name reveal naman dyan, please. But shout out to you guys. And we also have a corner here.
Ooh, what a save! And a chance here! Oh no!
Oh, that not go in.
Even my hand is on my head. Oh my goodness. Could have gotten a consolation goal at least. Valenzuela. And the goal was open.
The goalkeeper committed, so there was no one on the goal line off the post after this clearance. And how did this not go in? They both tried to shoot the same ball, and honestly, I think they'll not want to watch that back because there was no one in front of them.
Victor Fayol could have gotten his name on the goal sheet. just getting worse for Valenzuela. But a good chance nonetheless. Again, they have to capitalize on opportunities like that. But on the other end, and doing stuff here all of a sudden, Stallion Laguna. And it was Bezerra who could have tapped that in too.
With 2 chances for both teams where you would have expected a goal. To be completely honest, as there's a substitution here, it's Jacob Peña coming on. But yeah, I'm still quite shocked, to be honest, on how Mendiola didn't convert their corner kick before this chance. And also, actually, Dorado, I think he would have expected to score that chance.
What a sequence of events. Dami nangyari. And that's football for you, just in a matter of seconds. A lot of things happening. And you do have that substitution, Peña, coming in for Vasquez. You have to feel sorry for Valenzuela. Could have gotten a consolation goal at least with that chance.
And before another chance, allow me to just plug. Every PFL match week on the Wednesday, we host that talk show for PFL.
Opening here. But the Silva, Gustavo da Silva, who's also had a difficult day today, the back line. Clearing that one out.
I think Da Silva will be thinking also how he got in the way, or they both got in each other's way in that chance earlier for that possible consolation, but now back on the defensive third for them.
Galiana. Chance here on the counter. I think it's Lapas who's running there, the left side. Will he switch it over to Tacardon? He does. But great backtracking there from Ivan Nobski. The chance here on the other end. Bezerra looking for a free man. Will he get it? Ooh. Ivanovsky just lacked power in that one, Diego.
Ivanovsky defending that play and then running the other way, nearly scoring. Good defensive work from the Argentinian to stop the attack of Tacardon.
And that's what you want in a player. A lot of work rate into that, running from one side of the pitch to another. Ivanovsky. Galiana in the middle, passes it. What a chip! Opportunity! McDaniel trying to hit that first time with the volley, but that was offside.
Yeah, inventive stuff from Ivanovsky. You can just see he's a creative player, finds solutions in tight spaces. That time it was offside though. But again, you can see Finn McDaniel hungry to score a hat-trick.
Well, fast play, Tacardon gets it to the right side. An opening here, maybe. Passes it to Victor. Positive signs here. Great chip there from Tacardon. In the middle. Too strong for pass. And Matin gets it.
This game is opening up now, becoming more like a basketball game. End-to-end stuff.
Yun na nga, end-to-end nga. A chance here. Will he get it? It is a goal for Ivanovsky. Gets it in. It is 5-0, Stallion Laguna leading against Valenzuela, PB Mendiola FC.
Well, Ivanovsky there confidently taking it. That one-on-one against Zambrano gave the goalkeeper the eyes and just slotted it into the back of the net. I think Mendiola will be concerned that they were so open there, again, like in the first half. Isang pass lang, and it's already a one-on-one against the goalkeeper. As we see a substitution here for Stallion. But perfect cameo off the bench from Ivanovsky. He gets his goal. Here was the replay. The touch with his chest is excellent. He's not going to get caught from this position. And I think Zambrano just committed slightly early. And it gave Ivanovsky the perfect angle to finish that one.
Calm, cool, collected. Ivanovsky puts that at the back of the net. Looking for that opening, the near post. Victor. Still holding the ball. Great work. His team. A throw-in.
10 minutes now to get consolation goal for Mendiola. I've created some openings, just haven't connected well in the final third.
Cardon gets it from a throw-in. Great defensive work there. Moving forward. Vanovsky passes it to McDaniel. Cruising on the left side, through the legs. Finds Ivanovsky. Cuts it back. Lapas collects it. Looking up, looking for a free man. Just tries to get a through ball in to Taeyong. On the attack, Becerra. It's a throw in here.
Well, for Stallion, definitely want to get a clean sheet. It would be their second in 2 weeks, and a sign of improvement after not keeping any in the first opening 2 games.
Smart play. Takes it. John Francis Zambrano saves that one.
Peña there, another substitute nearly getting on the score sheet. Was Zambrano with a really good save. I think that was flying into the roof of the net.
That was a good strike from the substitute.
Of course, that's Jacob Peña. To clarify, there are 2 twins who usually feature in Philippine football, the other being Jax Peña.
Stallion, Vanovsky, behind the ball, whips it in, looks for a header there, Becerra, but lacked power. Calmly get it, Zambrano sends it to Cardon, moving forward.
I think the referee said that went out.
Sayang yun for Valenzuela. Tried to play on the counter. And it is expected Stallion Laguna to dominate this match on paper. But great work from Victor. Right side, Mendiola keeping it, tries to look for Cardon, just couldn't connect. And another dangerous counter maybe, but Zambrano outside of his box. Great 1-2. Valenzuela keeping possession, tries to feed it long. Couldn't find anyone. And we do have a substitution here. Victor Carlos Felicia substituted in for Eric Manlapas.
For Valenzuela, PD Mendiola at 6. Player number 23, Eric Manlapas. Replaced by player number 14, Victor Felicia.
Well, it's some rotation now from Mendiola. Again, there is an international break, but their next game after this is against Don Bosco Garelli. And I think if you're Mendiola, that's definitely a fixture you'll fancy.
Ugaliana again. Dangerous the right side. Tried to look for a pink shirt in the middle to tuck in that one. Vanovsky trying to look for a man but sends it. Zambrano calmly gets it. Sends it long. Passes it back to the keeper, Matin.
Yeah, looking increasingly likely that Matin first start, and it's going to be a clean sheet, which is ideal for the goalkeeper and defense. Again, you want to shore up that defense if you're Stallion, because their next game is against Kaya, the league's top scorers so far. 24 goals and 0 conceded. And that's going to be a good match in 2 weeks' time. But for this one, perfect day out for Stallion if things stay the same. Of course, there's still a few minutes for any consolation from Mendiola, but at the moment, the chances are just falling to the pink shirts.
Bit of a build-up play here from Valenzuela. Keeps it in for his team. Just pulled down. Good work there for Razonable. And as mentioned, Diego, today is a triple header. First on a Sunday. We still have exciting matchups. After this one, you do have Manila Diggers versus Tuloy and One Taguig versus Philippine Army at 8:30 p.m.
Yeah, our first triple header on a Sunday for this season. Usually our triple headers are on the Saturday, but above all the games are always on the weekends. So we encourage everyone, when free, to watch the games here on the YouTube page, or if you want, you can watch in person. Tickets are here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. And what I like about the tickets actually is when you buy one, you're there for all the matches. So di mo kailangan umalis or bilhin ng isang ticket for another game.
So sulit na kumbaga, no?
Yeah.
Watch the first match, you can watch the rest for free, technically speaking. And you have a substitution here, Takardon, who played well, did what he can on the attacking forefront. And substituted in is Francois Ezik Anticona. And if you're Valenzuela, PB Mendiola FC, you'll do your best to stop conceding goals for now. And look at Stallion, just really high up pressuring, looking for more goals. One v one in the dangerous area. Nobody was there. Almost 90 minutes done and dusted, Diego. Is this something you'd expect from Stallion?
Yeah, it looks like they're still going to search for that 6th goal. Again, I think it's nice that it's good for them that they got their clean sheet. Most likely, there's 4 minutes for that to change. So that will make it their 2nd clean sheet in a row if things stay the same. And that means that they also boost themselves up the table. So before the game started, they were 5th. Or before the weekend started, rather, they were 5th. Now they will help themselves even further with 3 more points. Again, the league table is going to be tight between the top 6. So every point matters. Again, our format is double round robin. Then the split between the top 6 and bottom 5. Then a single round robin. And by the way, for clarification, the points will carry over across all the rounds. whoever is on top after the last round is going to be the champion.
And you do want to be in the top spot for international competitions, Diego?
Yeah, again, a good thing about the PFL recently is that the championship is not the only incentive for the big teams. So Shopee Cup qualification, Challenge League AFC qualification, and ACL 2 qualification. So that's why there is an incentive for all of these top teams, because there is a lot of things to play for.
Definitely, the more competition you have in the league, and the prizes, of course. Ooh. Play goes on. Stallion still with the ball in dangerous area. Zambrano punches it out. Ball up in the air. Moving forward. Valenzuela just ran out of gas there. Renya, it seems. Becerra on the left side. In the dangerous area. Gallana on the volley. And it's finally out, I think, for a free kick. Another dangerous attack there from Stallion.
Finally, a stoppage to the play. It was a wild play, to be honest, from end to end. Just a minute now or so. The stoppage time. I think both teams know that it is the last play or so. Maybe one more play because that went out.
We have 2 more minutes according to the additional time.
For Mendiola, you have to pick yourselves up after a result like this. Their next game is, as I mentioned earlier, with Don Bosco Garelli. So that's another team that is winless. So if you're Mendiola, you have to take advantage of playing those type of teams who are also not on good form.
Bale, pwede silang bumawi from this result. And we're just waiting for the final whistle. Of course, Stallion Laguna will be getting 3 points, pushing them up the table. It's a good sign for them. Tried to give it over to Renya. Just maybe one more chance here for Stallion Laguna. Playing it around the left side. Panovsky pointing to where he wants the ball. Evades that tackle in the middle. And it is offside, but that hits the crossbar.
I was confused for a second where everyone stopped, but it was offside on Ivanovsky. And I think that's probably the last play, no? Because we have already exceeded stoppage time. The referee's just going to blow his whistle after this ball is kicked.
A positive result from Stallion Laguna. With this win, definitely give them momentum for their upcoming matches. While on the other side, Valenzuela hoping to pick themselves up in the next game against Don Bosco Garelli United. And as it stands, Stallion Laguna FC 5-0 contra Valenzuela, PB Mendiola FC.
Yeah, 5-star performance from Stallion. 5 goals, and they probably feel that it could have been more if it weren't for some missed chances and Zambrano. But it's also a clean sheet, the second in a row for Stallion. So nice to see for them and their fans that they are shoring up their defense and they'll be very happy with their win today. There are the goals spread out across the whole 90. 2 for McDaniel, 1 for Kenban, Sender, and Ivanovsky. So 2 Argentinians as well on the score sheet.
Again, Stallion Laguna FC were able to express themselves, especially in that attacking third, scoring 5 goals. We'll take a look at the second half highlights. Here's an easy tap in for Sendra, putting his name in the goal sheet. And it's just an onslaught of attacks from Stallion Laguna. You have, they're using their, way faster players against the defense of Valenzuela. And this is something you'll see all throughout the season. Stallion Laguna playing quick on the transition, scoring on counters, getting those through balls in.
Yeah, you do definitely have to see that for the rest of the season. That is Stallion's strong point, their attack, their front players. Because it wasn't just these 3 who started in Kedman, McDaniel, and Galiana, but also the ones on their bench and the ones who didn't even feature. So their attack is really one to watch for the rest of the season.
With a lot of depth in their squad, Stallion Laguna FC leads this one, and that was a chance from Valenzuela. Consolation goal could have been.
Yeah, I think that was their best chance. No one in goal, but unfortunately Fayol was unable to turn it in. And I think this was Ivanovsky's goal. The touch is sublime, and then the finish is really confidently taken, gave the goalkeeper the eyes and just slotted it into the back of the net. So it was a 5-star performance, 5 goals from Stallion FC Laguna.
And it's great to see substitutes, making an impact into the game. They got their playing time and of course their goals in. So that's positive signs from Stallion Laguna FC head coach Ernest Nieras.
Yeah, again, now the international break, so it will be good for, it's always good for a team that they go into the international break on a positive because they don't play for 2 weeks. So they'll have 2 weeks now on a high with momentum. And yeah, just the perfect afternoon in general for Stallion Laguna FC.
With that said, my name is Vinny Vinculado. Pleasure to commentate alongside Diego Cordero. It is 5-0. But do stay tuned. We do have 2 more matches. We are PFL.
Hydrate. Sorry? Just holding. You're holding it? Go. To be man of the match is an honor, Personally, I'm not actually happy with my own performance, but the team overall was phenomenal today. Today we made a statement. Just getting my chances and being patient, This team is phenomenal as we speak. There's so much promise in it, so to be able to actually plug in after 2 to 3 games is a dream come true, This team is great, and like I said, there's a lot of potential in there. That's it.
Ball finds its way to Galiana. Oh, penalty. And it's a goal. Bottom left.
Yeah, there you see his trademark celebration, but there's no surprise in that outcome. Sends the goalkeeper. Here it is again.
Great through ball. A chance here. A lot of grass. Takes it. And it's a goal.